Hey guys, it's me. So I just wanted to kind of just hit you guys with this information that's making its rounds on social media and the news. This is from Newsweek. Jay Jones text revealed as Virginia Democratic candidate faces backlash. This was written today at 2:51 p.m. Leaked text messages sent by Democratic Virginia Attorney General candidate Jay Jones have upended the state off-year election as he's now facing growing pressure to drop out of the race after text suggests a former Virginia House Speaker should have received 2 bullets to the head were made public. Now, why does this matter? It's because Virginia elections are key bellwethers for the mood of the country ahead of the midterms when Democrats are hoping to unseat Republicans in key races across the country. Currently, Republicans control the White House, the U.S. Senate, and the U.S. House of Representatives. Typically, the party outside of the White House fares well. In the elections, Democrats won in 2017, while Republicans won in 2021. However, Jones' text messages scandal could become a new challenge for the Democrats in Virginia with just about 1 month left until Election Day. The text messages have drawn bipartisan backlash, and Republicans are aiming to tie other Democrats, such as former Representative Abigail Spanberg, in the gubernatorial race to Jones. So let's go ahead and look at what the text messages were all about. So we're going to go ahead and go to Fox News clips discussing Dems look bad by not condemning this, ex-Biden advisor says. Let's jump into the video.
Messages that were sent by this Democrat nominee for Attorney General in Virginia are really shocking, alarming, and completely unacceptable. He was threatening to kill his opponent and his opponent's children, and that type of rhetoric has zero place in our country, and the president was absolutely right to condemn that.
President Trump calling on Democrat Jay Jones to drop out of Virginia's race for Attorney General after resurfaced texts show him joking about shooting the former Republican House Speaker Todd Gilbert and wishing death upon his children. Let's bring in Republican strategist Matt Whitlock and former White House Director of Message Planning Megan Hayes. So here's what he apparently texted the Republican state delegate Carrie Coyner a number of years ago.
So let's see what he texted. 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. That's awful. That is god awful, and it definitely should be condemned, not only from the left, but from the right, from both sides of the parties. You know, it is uncalled for to call for violence, and this is the problem that's going on in society right now. You have people, gearing up with all this rhetoric, and it's causing people to just act out and think it's okay for them to do this, and it's not. And you're seeing that unfold with Antifa, what's going on in Portland, California, Los Angeles, what's happening in Chicago. All these places, you're seeing the escalation just rise and rise, and it's bubbling and boiling over, which is insane. But let's go ahead and continue.
3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Subsequent to that, he apparently had a phone conversation with Carrie Coyner, in which he hoped that Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. He said allegedly, "Yes, I've told you this before, only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy." How do you stay in the race, Megan?
So I never thought that I would say this on Fox about agreeing with Caroline Leavitt or Donald Trump, but he should not be in the race. I mean, people can vote for him if they want to vote for him if he's going to stay in. It's abhorrent language. It's disgusting. He should not be in the race. It makes.
And mind you, that's from somebody from the Biden message planning. They're literally saying, yeah, that's the optics for it is all wrong. It's disgusting. And if he's trying to push policy for guns, and so people could vote against that for guns and, make harsher gun laws, blah, blah, blah. Using that type of rhetoric is not going to help you, because if you're so against it, why are you for something like that to happen? That's coming from the party of love. Remember, guys, they're the party of love. They care. Avi, right? They don't. It's bullcrap. This whole situation is disgusting, and I'm going to say it, at least for myself, I would never wish harm on anybody. I would never want people to have to be injured or hurt. Even people I don't like, I would never want to wish it on anyone. But let's keep going.
The Democratic Party look bad by not condemning this. It's just not something that I think that Democrats want to stand for or should be standing for, and most Democrats do not stand for. So I think there needs to be a tone change here. And I'm not from Virginia. I know that you live in Virginia. You know the electeds much more than I do. I just think that there'll be probably more people calling for him to drop out soon.
Right. Okay. So in terms of what Abigail Spanberger has said, she said the following, quote, I made clear to Jay that he must fully take responsibility for his words. What I've also made clear is that as a candidate and the next governor of our Commonwealth, I will always condemn violent language in our politics. But she didn't say get the you-know-what out of the race.
That's a whole lot of saying a lot of words to say absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And I think Jay Jones, I don't just think he should drop out of the race. I think he needs a psych evaluation because someone who wants to
100%.
see their political opponent's children die has some very scary brain rot. And this has shifted from being just about Jay Jones to, as you said and as Megan said, an indictment of every Democrat who refuses to call on him to drop out. Because if you refuse to call him to drop out and
Now imagine if it was somebody on the right that said that. Okay? Let's play this, whataboutism game. If it was somebody on the right that said that about someone on the left, oh my God, we would never hear the end of it. All you would hear is this on repeat 24/7 on CNN and MSNBC. Everybody's saying how Donald Trump and the right are violent, and they've never condemned it, even though Trump has condemned so many things so many times, a billion times probably, for a lot of different things. Like when they kept telling him to condemn white supremacy, that man has said it so much that it's ridiculous. You could find so many videos of him constantly saying he condemns it, and he's like, all right, I'll say it again since that's what you're telling me to say. Like, but it's like pulling teeth to get the left to condemn something that is this horrific. So good on the other chick for condemning it. More power to her. Hopefully her party will learn from her and do the same. But it just shows you how the hypocrisy works in this country. And it's disgusting. Like, we should all be on equal footing here.
refuse to even drop your endorsement, you are endorsing what he has said. And I think this is going to hound Democrats in Virginia all the way through November.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this idea of tacitly endorsing what he said, this is what some Virginia Beach Democrats said. Jay Jones has taken responsibility, apologized, and shown he is committed to serving with integrity and accountability. Virginians deserve...
Integrity would have meant that he wouldn't have said it in the first place. Do I think people deserve a second chance? Absolutely. But the fact that his apology came a little too late only because he got busted tells you a lot. This man should have apologized as soon as he did it. And in fact, he shouldn't have wrote it. Plain and simple. Like, I get it. We all say stuff in anger. We all say stuff that we probably don't mean. But this is where you take accountability for your actions. You know, you lose integrity when you say horrific stuff like this. You know, do you have a right to come back from something? Absolutely. But the fact that he didn't apologize right away, and the fact that there are like articles out there that were, and videos that were showing, like, if you go to Tim Pool's video about this, it dives deeper into it. But he was like doubling, tripling down. That doesn't sound like somebody with integrity. And that doesn't sound like somebody that's remorseful. But let's keep going.
A leader who learns, grows, and stands for everyday people. And Jay is that leader. Here's what Governor Glenn Youngkin said this morning. Listen to this.
And this is why the Democrat Party has lost touch with where America is today, when they can support someone who wants to put 2 bullets in somebody's head who's a political arrival and see his children die. The only satisfactory answer here is to step out of this race in disgrace.
So, I mean, I guess you would side with Governor Youngkin on this one.
Yeah, and I agree with what the Virginia Dems said. I just think that he shouldn't be in the race, and I don't think that I just think that he should step out of this race much before the people have to call for him to step out. I mean, that is like an honorable thing to do. What he said is he has admitted it's wrong, and I want leaders to admit that they're wrong. But this is like what you said. This is very too far. It's across the line. It is not appropriate for political rhetoric. It's disgusting, and I don't want a leader that acts like that.
Right. But the problem in the Commonwealth of Virginia is I sent in my early ballot a week ago after sitting on it for a
Instead
week.
of lowering it.
There's a lot of people who've already voted for this guy.
Every day counts. And I actually think there's a chance that Abby Spanberger may call on him to drop out eventually, but every day counts. People are already voting, and she's made her position clear that she endorses Jay Jones and his horrific comments, and I think that's unacceptable. And we've seen Democrats say, we have to stick with Jay Jones for democracy. But if your version of democracy requires you to endorse an elected official who wants to kill their political opponents and watch their children die, that's not democracy. That's just pure partisanship.
I agree with you that she needs to condemn him sooner rather than later to drop out.
All right, so here's what Jay Jones has said about this. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I want to issue my deepest apology to Speaker Gilbert and his family. Reading back those words made me sick to my stomach.
He's only apologizing because of the fact that he got busted. Plain and simple. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Because if he was truly sorry, he would have apologized as soon as that left his phone. As soon as he texted it out, he would have been like, dang, I'm sorry, Or when the other person was telling him, like, dude, this is disgusting, don't say stuff like this. Instead of saying, like, I don't care, I'm still going to say it, and I'm going to double down and triple down. Instead of doing that, he could have just been like, you know what, bro, you're right. I'm just saying this out of frustration, or I'm just saying this out of anger. You're right, I'm sorry. I got to kind of take a minute and rethink my actions, But no, he waited until he got busted and called out to be like, oh, now I'm sorry because I see that people don't like what I said. Oops.
I'm embarrassed, ashamed, and sorry. Virginians deserve honest leaders who admit when they are wrong and own up to their mistakes.
Which he did not.
A lot of people might say he's apologizing not because he's sorry, but because he got caught.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And I think
Ding,
step
ding,
out of the
ding,
race,
ding, ding.
go rehabilitate yourself and run again and see if the American people or see if Virginians want you back in office. Now is not the time. It's just not the time. He should step out. He should not make Abigail or anybody else have to continue to support him in this. It's bad for the Democratic Party across the country.
All right, we'll mark down the date, folks, because we had rare agreement on the Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
So you guys seen that and you heard it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below about what you think this dude said. Like, I get it, free speech, blah, blah, blah. But, free speech does have consequences, because if you're calling for call to action or calling for violence, I think you should have your feet held to the fire. I think you should be called out about it. And it shouldn't have to be that you get, called out in order for you to be like, I feel bad now. You only feel bad because you got caught. That's it. Because you didn't think the person was going to narc on you. And honestly, that's what you get. And now everything's going up in your face because you probably thought, hey, everybody's going to side with me. No. Because normal people don't want violence. Normal people don't like violence. They don't want to see people hurt. That's how it goes. Yes, you have fringe people out there that are nutso, that are okay with that. And I'm talking about the people on the far left. The ones that are, going after ICE, Antifa. You have those people that are okay with stuff like that. But honestly, the normal average person is not okay with violence. So those are just my thoughts, my opinions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Talk to you guys later.